All right, y'all. I am here to let you guys know, what our performance task. It is students will be able to identify the point of view of characters. But that next part of it is that in order to. So we know we're going to identify the point of view of characters, but while we're doing it, what's the purpose? We're doing it so we can analyze how differences in point of view of the characters and the audience or reader create such effects as humor, as suspense, or humor. Okay, so this is the graphic organizer that we're gonna use. Okay, so we're gonna use this graphic organizer. So if you look at the bottom of this graphic organizer, at the bottom of your graphic organizers, you're out. Didn't mean to do that. So at the bottom of your graphic organizers, you always have a word bank. So the word bank, it gives you the important key terms that we have already been over. So I just want to introduce to you what we'll be doing. And then, we've already, by this point that you'll actually be doing it, you'll be familiar with these words already. But, I just want to begin with the end in mind. Okay. So here is this graphic organizer. So you have the word bank at the top, the key vocabulary, and you have the standard at you have the word bank at the bottom, and you have the standard at the top. And remember, our PBO is students will be able to identify, recognize, and name. Okay, identify that point of view of character. So if we can say, if we can just recognize and say here in the text is giving us, what that point of view is, because every standard, we always use standard one, that's citing that textual evidence. So we always gonna have to get some textual evidence from it. Okay, so students will be able to identify the point of view of characters in order to analyze how differences in point of view of the characters and audiences in the audience or reader create such effects as, we want to know, how does the point of view create humor? How does the point of view create suspense? How does all that work? Okay, so here's the graphic organizer that we're going to complete. First of all, character's point of view. What is the character's point of view? Who's the main character? Who is the character that we're talking about? So we want to be able to identify, recognize, and name who the character is and what their point of view. So the audience or reader point of view. So that is so we're the reader, we're the audience. So, what's our point of view from that text that we're reading? All right. So this right here is going to go with the character, and this box is going to go with the reader. Okay. So sight words are phrases that support determination of the point of view. We always have textual evidence. We can't say anything without, being able to support that. Okay. So we want to support that textual evidence. So what's that character's point of view? We say what it is, but then after we say what it is, we got to get some information from the text, some words or phrases that supports how you determine, how you came up, how did you decide what the point of view is. So we're going to do the same thing for the character, and we're going to do the same thing for us as the audience. So we're going to get some things from the text to make us that made us decide, to make us determine what was that point of view as well. So the final thing is we need to make sure that we write from, I use our words and write from, what we see. Okay, so we're going to explain. So you're going to tell thoroughly. You're going to give us some details. You're going to explain the differences between the character's point of view and the audience or reader's point of view. So you're going to explain the difference between how the character saw the story and from your perspective of the story. And then a view creates the suspense or humor. Now, this story we're going to figure out, by this time you're reading it, we're going to figure out, our text that we're reading is Willie and the Lady. So we are, by the time you're doing this, you will, you'll be familiar with the text. So you're going to say, okay, this is how Willie felt, this is how the lady felt, or this is how, this character felt. This was their point of view. This is my point of view. Pull out some information from that, and then you're going to be able to explain in this box. In this box, you're going to have to explain how those point of views created some suspense or humor. Okay, so that is your performance task. That's what we're going to do to decide, your PBO is students will be able to identify the point of view. You're going to do that. And in order to analyze, so you're identifying here and you're analyzing here. You're analyzing how the differences of point of view. You're analyzing how the differences of the point of view of the character versus the audience created suspense or humor. Okay. So last time, I'm gonna say it one more time. So here you are saying, here's the character's point of view. Here, you're citing that textual evidence to say, this is why I said this, the character's point of view is that. And then here, you're saying, this is the reader. This is my point of view. This is the audience point of view. But we can't just make up stuff. We're going to have reasons why we say it's the audience point of view. And so we're going to cite that textual evidence here. And then finally, we're going to explain how the differences between the character's point of view and the audience point of view created a suspense or humor. Okay. So that is what you're going to do. This is your performance task, and I hope everybody do a good job.